Buying perfume can be tricky. I do not really like blind buying perfumes because what if you really do not like the perfume? It's not like you can just sell the perfume for the same amount of money you paid. But at the same time, it's just so interesting to test out so many perfumes, and sometimes it's really hard to get a sample. So I have purchased perfume blindly in the past, and I'm going to tell you the ones I bought and I really do love, and I'm kind of glad that I did blind buy them. Let me start out with one that I'm going to wear, I think, all fall. This is Chloé Lumineuse. I got it this year, I think. And this is just like a chameleon. It can be a more spring appropriate perfume because there is something fruity in here, but the base is ambery, and so this is perfect to wear throughout fall as well. I did wear it a couple of times in summer also, and I can see myself because it is quite cozy wearing it in winter time as well. So this is really a 10 out of 10 for me. I adore the packaging. It's right up my alley. I love the details on here, and the perfume itself is such a great take on a flanker of a perfume because it doesn't just smell like the original, but you can see it being in the same family, but it's actually quite different. As I said, it's more of a ambery, cozy, vanilla scent, but then you have something fruity in there, almost like a cherry or like a raspberry, something like that. That is not too sour, not too sweet, but just gives it an edge. And it's so easy to understand, easy to wear. I don't think anybody's gonna hate this, although it doesn't smell like everything else, if you know what I mean. So if you want an easy, like an entryway into amber perfumes, this is perfect. This is not cloying, not thick, not too much. It's just cozy and inviting and comforting. Then I remember the order. I ordered a lot of perfumes from Jeanne Arthes, and this is Pavlova. It's from the Tea Time à Paris collection. And this one is the more expensive perfume line in this perfume house. So I think this was like 12 euros maybe. And this one is so incredibly beautiful. It reminds me a lot, actually, bottle wise, but also when you think about the scent of Tutu by Gritti, which is to me how a ballerina would smell like. Both of those perfumes are quite light and airy and fluffy. They have something powdery in them. Maybe this is even like a, not a dupe, but a very good alternative. This is so fruity. It's a lot more fruity than the Tutu. It's like a classy, elegant type of strawberry milkshake, but with something powdery on top, like powdered sugar or something. But it's not too sweet, actually. It even has something fresh in there, maybe like a fresh musk or something like that. It's a musky, powdery, strawberry scent. It's beautiful, and it's not something that I would gravitate towards usually. But with this one, it's so well made as well. I'm shocked at the price. And also, like, the bottle's really heavy. It has a nice cap, a nice sprayer on it. I'm very satisfied with this purchase. Then we have an OG, but I have to show it to you because this was actually, I think, it was a blind buy. This is still by Jennifer Lopez. And this is one of the best scents in my collection, hands down. This is one of the most unique, niche smelling perfumes I have ever smelled that still smells good and approachable. It's not like, oh my god, that's a niche perfume, it's too complex or whatever, too challenging, not at all, but still very, very unique. For 50 milliliter, I maybe paid like 20 euros or something, not a lot at all. And this is monstrous. The Pavlova one, I told you it was very inexpensive. This is not a beast, but I don't really plan for it to be that way. But with this one, And especially since I've had it for a couple of years, it got stronger and stronger. And this is almost like a beast mode perfume. So this one is very hard to describe because it is a tea perfume. It also has rice, and it also has those types of more classic 90s florals in there, which make it very elegant, but it's not those typical white florals. It's not a rose. As I said, maybe it's like hyacinth or something like that. I have to look it up because it's very unique, as I said. And I wouldn't, like, normally I wouldn't gravitate towards those florals. But with this one, in combination with those other notes, it's just so addictive. Okay, so this has Lily of the Valley, is what I wanted to say. It has Lily of the Valley and Freesia, as well as honeysuckle. It has a little bit of rose, jasmine, and orange blossom, but you see like all of those notes together are more like classic 90s florals, but mixed in with the Earl Grey. There is pepper in here, apple, mandarins, but also iris, amber, sandalwood, and musk. It's just so unique, so complex, so well made, and the composition is like, to me, it's the florals enveloped in like a silk blanket. It's smooth, it's creamy, it's elegant, beautiful. It's so beautiful. And it's so strong that I sometimes cannot even spray it one time and it would be too much for me. So I have to take breaks because this is so strong. So if you can get your hands on this, I would try it. Then we have this one, and this is like a semi-blind buy because I have smelled it in stores and I could not smell a thing. I smelled this one and the Maud Vanilla. I have both of those in my collection now, but I could not smell anything. It was like there's nothing in there. I really thought about maybe they put water in here. So then I heard people talk about it and I was like, this sounds so good. It sounds exactly like a perfume I would love. So I blind bought it basically. I bought it online. It came and I was amazed straight away. I'm not a fan of this pill packaging. It's like, what is this? Not very elegant or what I like. I love the color and I love round objects like that, but this is not it. But speaking of the perfume, actually, first of all, it was created by one of my favorite perfumers, but also it's such a happy scent. It's super fruity, super sweet. So you have to like fruity, very sweet scents. This is made with raspberries, passion fruit, bergamot, pear, so a lot of fruits. Then you have a beautiful magnolia note, which is one of my favorite notes. And then the base is quite creamy. You have musk, you have dreamwood, sandalwood, and ambroxan. But basically, to me, it smells like pear, raspberry with magnolia and this creamy sandalwoody musk is what I get. It's beautiful. And it's something I crave a lot. And this is like a happy perfume. If I want to uplift my mood, I gravitate towards this one a lot. The perfect scent to wear now for fall and winter time is Choco Musk by Rehab. I think this is the cheapest perfume I have ever purchased. This was maybe not even 10 euros. It was super inexpensive. I mean, it's like not the best cap whatsoever. The bottle itself is nice, but what they did here is like so cheap. But it's about the scent, and the scent is beautiful. This is a, to me, musky vanilla with powdery chocolate cocoa powder. And that's basically it. It's quite linear, it's quite easy, it's not really complex. But if you like vanilla, musk, and powdery cocoa powder, it's perfect. It's perfect. It doesn't smell cheap at all. It's actually quite strong. I've used quite a bit of this and I don't really use a lot. I maybe use like 2 sprayers when I use it, and that is not a lot for me because this one is very strong. Then we have this little one, which was quite expensive for what you get, but I love it. It's Kayali's Vanilla 28. This is the vanilla perfume, and you can see mine is super, super dark, and I don't really have a lot left. But this one, I love their bottles. I love their sprayers. Even the small bottles have a really good sprayer. And this is also not the most complex perfume, but it's just beautiful. So to me, this is like a peppery vanilla with some florals in there. Yeah, you actually get like a burnt brown sugar note and something peppery in there, which tickles my nose every time I spray it. And then you get jasmine, and I do get a lot of the jasmine, but it's a beautiful take to combine the jasmine with the brown sugar and the vanilla. It makes it super yummy, and it's a beautiful scent. It doesn't smell like everything else, and vanilla scents can tend to smell a lot like others, but this one is great. It's supposed to be layered with other perfumes, and I do that, but actually I enjoy it by itself. Speaking of vanillas, I bought the whole vanilla collection of Zara when they first launched. So I brought to you Starlight Vanilla, but I love all of them basically. I used up 2 or 3 bottles of the Supreme Vanilla. I adore the Hypnotic Vanilla, which is an alternative to Hypnotic Poison by Dior, but it's not a dupe, but they do smell similar, and I enjoy that one actually more. But this one, Starlight Vanilla, is a beautiful take on Myrrh and Tonka by Jo Malone. Doesn't have, I think, Myrrh. It has Tonka. It has this resinous, mysterious factor to it. It's quite light and airy, just like the Jo Malone one. And the Tonka is super sweet and almost smelling like almonds. So this one is beautiful. All of the perfumes in this collection are so well made, not as weak as Zara perfumes tend to be, and they all smell very well made. Not like Zara perfumes whatsoever. I enjoy the bottles, and I love that they did these small bottles because I don't need 100 milliliters of all of these perfumes, especially if I blind buy them. Something completely different is a favorite spring and summertime perfume of mine. This is Palm Trees Please by Juicy Couture. Nobody ever talks about it. I hope that you can still get it. But if you want a super fun, sweetened green tea perfume, this is so nice. It has some florals in there. It's quite green and fresh. And then you get this like almost like sweetened peach in there, like peachy fruits and super juicy, as the name would suggest. I love the green. I don't really like this crown cap, but this itself is beautiful. You could like take another cap maybe like that or whatever. But anyway, it's not about that. And this one was also super inexpensive. So you can see I don't really tend to blind buy my niche perfume. None of these caps fit. So let's continue. I don't really suggest blind buying super expensive niche perfumes, and I hardly ever do. I usually get a sample first. But yeah, speaking of this one, you can see I've used quite a bit of this. It's something you don't have to think about. I love my fresh, fruity perfumes in spring and summertime, and this is exactly that. Doesn't have the greatest performance, so you really have to overspray, but this one was super inexpensive as well. One of my newest additions is Avenue London by Grandeur. And this one is a Middle Eastern perfume house I've never heard about, but this perfume, oh my god, this smells like a niche perfume. It's so well made. It's so elegant and smooth. This bottle is super heavy. It's a milky glass bottle. The cap is like a stone. Looks beautiful as well. Like this, in comparison to this, I mean, this was more expensive, but still, I would pay 10 euros more if this would have a beautiful perfume bottle. But anyway, This one smells a lot like Greenwich Village by Bond Number 9, which again is like a fruity, more fresh version of Baccarat Rouge. And it's exactly what I have been craving these last couple of months. I do enjoy Baccarat Rouge still, but I love my fruity perfumes, as I said. And this one, to me, is a little bit more approachable. It's a little bit more easy to wear throughout the day as a daytime perfume. Still has this sexy depth to it, but still remains playful because of the fruits. And then we have, lastly, Mix Bar Vanilla Bourbon. I cannot get this here, so I had to blind buy it. And I was so shocked when I first smelled this. I was thinking about getting the eau de parfum or eau de toilette version of the body mist. And I decided on the body mist because the perfume tends to go in a way I don't really like on my skin. And this one doesn't. This one is a little bit similar to the vanilla one from Kayali. Both of them are quite light and airy vanillas, not super thick and sweet, and have something spicy in there. I'm not too sure what is in here. Okay, so the spice comes actually from black pepper. It has jasmine and apple blossom, vanilla, amber, sandalwood. It's a very creamy vanilla with some spicy touches to it and something fresh. Maybe it is the jasmine, maybe it is the bergamot that is in here as well, and the apple blossom. But this one to me smells like a niche perfume, and this one is so inexpensive. And this one maybe was like $5 or something like that. Super inexpensive. So these were my favorite blind buys. Let me know which perfumes were your favorite blind buys, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!